I'm getting a download how alchemy is going to bring out not only the good, not only the white magic that's here to uplift, and the magicians who are going to be able to manifest cool things into reality in the future, and technology and robotics, and the material world as we know it is going to evolve and change, and it's going to be beautiful. But there's also going to be a bunch of dark that we're going to have to sift through. Not only the reality of narcissism and human condition, but I'm talking like sorcery, because where are we? Where are we, guys, in time? We are in the apocalypse. What does that mean? Don't get biblical. But the prophecy of the end, the prophecy of knowing. That's all I mean when I say the apocalypse, the time of knowledge, infinite information just streaming at every angle that we have. So I truly hope you're surviving the apocalypse out there, in here or wherever the hell we are. Because as I've been learning magic over the years and practicing witchcraft and sorcery, or whatever we want to label it, alchemy, learning to alchemize with the elements and to become a manifester, to work with the law of attraction and all the elements at our fingertips, I've noticed that there's quite a few people out here living in this world with us that may have ulterior motives, that may want to use a lot of dark magic. And I'm recognizing where I am in my journey and how much I've learned, and which is very little, but it's like when I think about, when I feel, when I sense the beings out there that are choosing the dark side, or to play and toy with, dark magic, it's like, it's about to become a very interesting world, to say the least. So I want to take a moment to slow things down, to create a few sounds of cleansing, positive vibes, okay? So I'm gonna chime this a few times, bringing in love to the space. Breathing, which you should do with me, because we are one. And we're both on a journey back home, back to source, back to creation, back to love. And with all the negativity and all the fast energy and all the craziness in the world right now, I think it's a time to really reflect on what frequency you're at. Like, frequency, you're an energy, you're a frequency and a vibration. The frequency is going to measure your speed, if you think about it, right? At least that's how I'm understanding it, because your energy is vibrating at a frequency. So it's like the hertz or whatever, the sound. So if I'm saying that wrong, the critical police, the Virgos out there, you guys can correct me all you want, because I'm not perfect. But it's like we're really trying to fine-tune speed, because when you cook a meal, it's a slow thing, right? You don't want to cook so fast that you burn it, or anything, honestly. You got to grow a tree, you got to watch. That takes a long time. It's like 30 years. You got to allow for errors and mistakes. And I love this YouTube channel where we can just kind of connect and fine tune ourselves with each other's energy and really connect together and find a pace that works. Because with this busy world, we really need an escape. We really need a true connection. And from how I'm seeing it, it's hard to find that in the waking world, the physical world where you can touch people. But we're really learning that it's not all about that. It's not all about the physical anymore. So let's see what this energy really has to say. Let's move slow. Let's move together here. And breathe, you know, in these pauses, in these moments, do what you want, but I'm learning that scrolling and consuming extra multitasking many things isn't what's bringing me to my center. It's really just kind of pausing and like observing, harnessing an eagle eye, an energy of and heightened clarity. You know, we're 6 minutes into this and I haven't pulled a card. Well, I got the 2 of Cups. But that's really just to give me a vibe. And I feel like that 2 of Cups is really me connecting with you in this time of conflict, in this time of chaotic energy. This time where you feel it's like this nostalgia. You want to go back to a time when you felt more connected, like with friends, and it was a lot more simple. It used to be a little bit more simple. I mean, we could even go back just like 4 years, guys, like wherever you're, I don't know when you're watching this because time is an illusion, but it's like time has escaped us. Because something interesting I heard recently was how the Matrix is its own entrapment of light, right? So if we're constantly in a prism of trapped light, and also the codes around us, the matrix code system is trapping us within some sort of like time codes, numbers, because everything is mathematical. So it's some sort of geometrical slash, it's like high level math that I'm too abstract to understand, but it's very, it's a spell. So I'm seeing a spell casted over the people, and some of us are breaking out of the spell one by one, group by group, people by people. We're really starting to say, no, like I'm not interested in this ad, or I'm not interested in being bombarded. I'm not interested in so much division and separation. I just want to get back to a time where I could connect to people. And it could just be a little bit more chill. Like not everybody wants to be a master manifester or a super duper witch or a, you know, whatever. But at the same time, many people want to be, just as many people want to be dark wizards and beings of influence. What is it called? The adversary. I remember bumping into a Satanist, someone who just worshiped, you know, was like a Satanist basically. And I'm checking out at a dollar store, and he's like, he's got this symbolism all over him, and I'm thinking he's a Capricorn, because I'm like, you know, he's got the Capricorn thing going on. I'm like, are you a Capricorn? He's like, no. I'm like, what's this about? He's like, oh, well, I'm a Satan. Like he said something, I don't remember the exact term, but he's like a Satanist. And I was like, huh, Tell me about it. Like, what's that about? Like, why are you that? Like, what made you like wake up one day and want to worship Satan? Like, I don't quite understand. And he just casually broke it down to me that he looked at, he basically was anti-religion, which I agree with, and that part. And then he was an adversary to the control, and he was a supporter of freedom, because in his belief system, the light, Lucifer was like a light that shined on his own and was trying to be equal to the other light, right? So it's like an adversary energy. It just wants to be included and a part of, not to be a subordinate. So basically he was trying to say, like, I don't submit or succumb or get on my knees and surrender to anything but myself, or I guess maybe Satan again. I didn't get too far into it, but my mind is kind of drawing a picture of like how many ways that can be taken. Because we all have a choice. We all have a choice in how we interpret information. And when all this knowledge, this time of information, this apocalyptic reality is unfolding because our belief systems are changing, the reality is bending, everything's changing, the light codes, everything. I'm seeing a lot of people wanting to be in opposition, let's say. You know, I'm an Aquarius. I've always wanted to rebel. Like, I just want to rebel because I want freedom. Like, I just want to be free. I want to be a free spirit. I want to inspire people to be free spirits. And I'm seeing other people recognizing where they are in the timeline. So with billions of us on this planet, along with all the other times that have been here, it's like, don't we all get to choose? Like, isn't everything a choice? And following our heart, if the message in all the Disney movies is to follow your heart and do what your heart says, if you just want to worship Satan, if you just want to do evil, if you just want to do bad, and again, please, labels are so harsh, really. They're very fixed. So take those words and be more flexible, because my vocabulary is not great. But we have to acknowledge that in a free world, there's also going to be dark magic. There's going to be Baltimore's. There's going to be, what's the dude with the gauntlet thing? He's purple. Thanos. There's going to be Thanoses that kill Iron Man. Man, you know? My Scorpio moon got a little burnt there. And it took over. I'm sorry, everyone. So let me recalibrate, because that's all we're doing is we're trying to find our center. We're trying to find center. We're trying to find our place in this new world. And we're now all having access to the knowledge of good and evil. Whoa. Okay. So I'm gonna take that. Oh, whew. Kapow! Right? You see how that came out? The tower. Is that upside? The tower flew out of the deck for a reason. Look at that being just like fixated. This tower card is coming into our reality to really flip everything upside down. It's not always about the outcome. We're really trying to alchemize a world where if you're the villain, you're the main character. That's what it is. Like, if you're a Joker, if you're not in alignment with love and light. Can you imagine how many people don't vibrate with that? I think there's a lot of people that don't want to be love and light. There's many people that just want to be powerful. And with access to so much knowledge and information, the amount of people that are going to be powerful or compete with love and light, to fight against or to abstain. I don't even know what that word means. I hear words sometimes, I don't even know what they mean. This energy is moving quickly. It's a fast, and freedom's all over this reading. The only animal present is a horse on 2 different cards. Many horses here and the singular horse here, and this horse is representing an emotional subconscious space. So it's like, and then also the Fibonacci code is here. So it's like we're coding our DNA, we're coding our place and time as to who and how we want to vibrate. We're all energy of equal opportunity, right? I didn't have the light on this whole time. See what I'm saying? Like, talk about darkness. Like, that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, I'm really sensing this desire to be dark. Not that I'm desiring to be dark, but I'm sensing that there's going to be a people, or like we're going to see an uprising, and those that, just like the movies depict of that character, you know, those 2 people that kind of walk through life together and then they go separate directions and then they meet back up. Like, one of them's like on the good side and one of them's on the bad side, and it's Thor and his brother Loki, like that. How many Lokis are out there? How many Jokers and people that are deeply immersed in the powerful dark energy? Why is it accessible? Are we supposed to be limited to only love and light? You know? Card's not speaking. I almost feel like I want to pull another one for that for some reason. With that. Interesting. So we have the world with the 4 materials. Okay. It's like there has to be some sort of opposition, right? So I'm seeing many of us, or many of the people, like clutching and holding on to the physical world. I'm actually seeing entities that are attached to people clinging on to this world. Like, let's say it's the I'm seeing like reptilians, right? But I recently have accepted that not all of any species is negative. So to demonize an entire species is literally equal to like how slavery, all Black people were considered not human or whatever. Like we can't demonize a race of beings. So I'm seeing this energy of entities attached to people holding on. But then I'm seeing this angelic energy. You see the wings bringing in this new world. It's a little bit more of a cleansed looking energy. There's water, there's clouds, there's lots of water. And this is also representing like the end. So it's kind of showing me like the new world, the new earth, new light codes, new downloads, new frequencies. And there has to be something fighting that. I mean, what would happen if we're just completely love and light and we just ascend to infinite? Like how quickly, think of how quick that would be. Like, game would be over. Like, would it even be a game anymore? Games require, like, I'm not interested in playing any game that doesn't have some level of, like difficulty, right? Like I want the game to challenge me. I want to be challenged. So it's like there's a need for this. And I'm also seeing not a tribe, council. I'm seeing a council of, this came out already and it wanted to be there, but I didn't. So I'm seeing a council of people, and there's the council. Like, look at all these people, right? That in a fair world, in a balanced world, there's going to be equally Professor Snipes and Voldemorts with Dumbledores, and I can't think of any other teacher right now. So it's like, how do we ground ourselves in this kind of a time? Because it's freaking crazy right now. It's crazy. If you're living and breathing in 2024 and beyond, you're living in a crazy time. In a good way. In a really good way. I feel like the future's so uncertain because it's changing so fast. How do we keep up? Gosh. I gotta shuffle cards. Okay. So we have choices, direction, powerful change, and endings. Lots of angelic winged beings, along with thinkers and those that wish to oppose that energy. Maybe it just makes the game more interesting. It makes it worth it, you know? Like, why would we want to incarnate to Earth and do all of this, live all these lives and recycle back and have all these past lives and all these future lives and be one and be none? Like, what would be the point of all of this? Unless it was to challenge and evolve our souls to the next level, to ascend, to harmonize, to balance the frequency. I'm now seeing a being ascending without this process, without this earth realm, and just blowing up because it doesn't know how to like balance itself, its energetic field or its inner essence out. Beauty way, number 4, which I saw. So this is really representing taking a path that is beautiful to you. It's not really about pointing fingers and judging. Oh, you're bad. Oh, you're part of the bad side. Oh, you're evil. Oh, you're bad, I'm good. It's not really about that. Judgment and separation. It's about recognizing the beauty in all of the art and all of creation. Because if you believe in any sort of higher power, even if yourself is the higher power, at some level, the all has to encapsulate both dark and light. And there's a respect, I believe, that needs to be had, an understanding to elevate, to ascend. Oof. I love this card. Thunder. Thunder. Feel the thunder. Lightning and the thunder. Thunder. Kids were laughing in my classes while I was screaming from the who do you think you are? Dreaming about being a big star, right? So there's this energy coming in, and it seems like a very selfish time. I feel like a lot of people are recognizing that, you know, probably the others are selfish, because most people, what I'm seeing is we're pointing the finger that everyone else is selfish or narcissistic, right? Everyone believes everyone's a narcissist. To some level, they're absolutely correct. But at the same time, anytime we're pointing a finger, it's projection to some level, right? Like we're kind of going outside of ourselves. And it's like I'm seeing when we don't point the finger and we look at that narcissist within and we identify that selfishness within, we can see how maybe something wasn't cultivated and nourished inside of us that really needed to be, that really taught us about our selfish nature, or need to, the parts of us that need to be selfish wasn't really nurtured. So now we have a bunch of people in society like, oh, that's the narcissist. Oh, that's the bad person. That person, look at her. She's this, he's that. Well, while that may be true, I don't know that that matters. Like, if you're on your journey, why does it matter what anyone else is doing? A lot of people don't see that they're projecting. Most people. I feel like it's very self-aware to identify when you do this, because sometimes when you're moving fast and you're scrolling and you're looking for something, right? Like you're fishing for information. Actually, my ex used to always say this to me. If you go looking for it, you're gonna find it. And I used to like hurt my feelings. But it's so true. You go looking for the narcissist, you're gonna find a narcissist. And it's not to say that they're not. But why are you looking for one? Like, what's the point of it? What is inside of you that makes you want to find that, like, call them out? Like, are you whole without that person? Like, why is that person affecting you so much? It's kind of what I'm getting at here. All right. I want to I'm seeing this time we're in as a time of self Like we're really building up ourselves, finding out who we are. Trouble, accusations. If anyone knows the origin of I'm a little teapot, short and stout. Here is my handle, here is my spout. When you tip me over, like whatever that song is. If you know the origin of that, you should totally put it in the comments, because for some reason it's singing in my head and I don't know why in the world or what it means. So. This, you know, the narcissistic energy is really teaching us about, you know, what the gift of a narcissist is, because they can be a gift, okay? They're really expanding our ability to tolerate dysfunction, disharmony, opposition. Because if you're going to be a master manifestor, and you're going to be a magician, and you're going to be a witch, and you're going to be a being of light, and you're going to ascend to the highest 12th dimension out of this meat suit and become transcendent, you have to be able to defeat the opposition in a way that's not dark, right? So it's like, it's really training to be able to stand face to face with your narcissist, or with your opposition, or with your, it could be a boss, it could be a job, it could be a whole system against you. To be able to hold your flower and put it in that casket, gun, whatever it is. You know, they got the gun, you put the little flower in it. In order to have that level of peace, it requires a lot of refinement, a lot of calibration, and that whole alchemizing process to defeat or to have victory, right, over this person, over the situation. It requires a lot of compassion. It requires a lot of love and affection and caring for a person that is so difficult. A stubborn, aggressive person that wants to just battle you at every angle. It takes a lot of love. It takes a lot of love for yourself. But ultimately, you have to be able to have so much love for yourself that it's pouring out to be able to also send back to that person. Because at some level, we want that person to find their way back to source too. Because if we wish bad, or we want that person to suffer or be hurt or any kind of way, are we not of equal evil or whatever? Some way, shape, or form, we want to be so much love, so much, we want to hold so much love within ourselves that person wants to also be loved. Because the ultimate thing about a narcissist, or somebody that's just difficult, or a person that's jealous of you or envious or any of that kind of stuff, is they want to be like you. They want to be you. They want to control you. They want to have you because they want your energy. They want to be able to manipulate you so they can become you or be like you, or take your ideas or whatever. And ultimately, you want to heal that person with love, not by holding their hand and dragging them through the mud and they're not doing the work, but just by loving yourself and not tolerating disrespect, let's say, or any of their difficult, aggressive energy. Like, I don't know how this turned into a personal, like, attack, but it's like some people are incarnated to help sharpen. It's like we're sharpening each other. One side's sharpening the other. And it's not to say one's better than the other, because both are of equal value. I think a neutral being I think that the source, whatever creator being that probably, did all of this or whatever, or your highest self can see that, can hear that, can feel that, knows that. All right. I think that's what I have today. So thank you so much.